So, Beanut,
Hello.
how did you first hear of magic or get into magic, or where did magic first appear in your life?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a hard one.
Well, I suppose the thing with the question is you kind of are assuming that you called it magic first. You mightn't have. When did you first realise that things weren't exactly as you were probably being told or it was presented?
Yeah, so raised a Catholic, and I really did buy into it until I was about 13, maybe. I just remember being highly disappointed that nothing happened whenever I was confirmed.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I remember
Like you were
going
expecting an ascension or something?
You know, some sort of fucking, I don't know, I suppose maybe we'll call it bliss now, or
Right, yeah.
I expected something to happen.
All I expected was to make some money.
Well, that too, but I suppose even then I was after something a bit more fucking weird.
Yeah, I think my one of that was probably the first communion. Was I had that kind of assuming that all life was going to be different, that it would be a different,
Yeah.
and then you go up and lie about sins that you didn't actually commit just because you have to say something,
Yeah.
and defeat the whole purpose. And the priest, remember hearing about the priest? He used to slap you, after your sin. I was like, God, he'd be terrified. He was lovely. He was a lovely man. Probably, had stories about him later, as most of those priests do, but he was grand.
Yeah.
So
I remember my wee brother. So this was around maybe around 14. Like he was only, I don't know, 4 maybe. Going to the priest outside the church. Thanks for coming, blah blah blah. My wee brother asked him, "Are you God?"
Right? Are you the real Santa Claus?
Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty cool.
So you didn't ascend at your confirmation?
No, that was a bit disappointing. And then, well, I just got the impression that it was all a load of bollocks, really.
Yeah.
And I was doing RE. It's funny, like I became an atheist basically at about 14.
Right. Edgelord atheist or like
well, and a French existentialist atheist.
Cooler of the
well,
atheists.
I mean, who reads Sartre at 15? It's just not healthy. Oh fuck. So yeah, but I was doing RE at the time, so I knew there was something to it as well, but I knew it was a load of bollocks, which I think is a sort of reoccurring theme.
RE is religious studies, I think.
Yeah, religious education.
Is that one right?
Up north.
Yeah, we just call it religious class. Religion class.
Yeah. I was doing my GCSEs. We were doing the Synoptic Gospels.
Right.
So it was like an in-depth.
In religious.
Yeah.
Yeah, in our religious thing, we didn't actually study religion. We kind of sat around and told stories about, it's like a retreat. If you go on more of a self-help type thing. There's very little God in it. Like we definitely didn't. There was no Bibles or reading Gospels.
There were different modules. There were 2 modules. So one was the Synoptic Gospels, and the other was you could really say philosophy. So humanism, atheism.
And is there an exam at the end of it?
Oh,
really?
Yeah. And this continued on, and I did A level as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. To prove a point or to.
Well, yeah, but I also liked making the Christians cry.
All right.
In fairness, it was just a bit of fun. But so Synoptic Gospels, basically they all copied off each other.
Right. Yeah. Apart from John.
Apart from John, because he had taken that much mushrooms, nobody knows what he was all about.
Man, in the beginning, right? It was the Word.
Whoa. That's true, Yeah. But so doing this GCSE, I was like the last of it. They're all a little full of shit. They've all been copying each other. There's probably an original source.
That's Q, isn't it?
Q, yeah. There was Q and Aramaic.
That other one.
Yeah. So like original Matthew.
Right, okay.
So Q was, a list of sayings attributed to JC, and Matthew was, I suppose, it fleshed out a bit more. So, and then they created all this shit.
One way of saying it.
Yeah.
Then all of this shit happened.
Yeah. Inquisition, blah blah blah.
Blah blah blah.
So I was sort of I had it.
Babies in underground.
I know, Jesus fucking Christ. I mean, it gets totally grim.
Yeah.
Where Christianity's all.
Particularly in this country.
Yeah, absolutely. But America too, England as well. I mean, I suppose we'll get to all that weird shit later on. But we're gonna have to talk about conspiracies at some point and UFOs.
Sure. So you're at your A level. So you're around 17. Is that right?
Yeah, 17, 18. I'm a complete atheist by this stage. Love a bit of Nietzsche, Sartre, Camus. Yet again, more existentialism and Marxism, political philosophy, that sort of stuff. But all is at the same time, like the library at the uni it didn't have much weird books, but by fuck I found them.
Right.
And spent quite a lot of time reading them. So like the Gnostic Gospels, the heretical Gospels. So there's 32.
Right.
In comparison to the 4 that we're supposed to have, and also
they're the ones where Jesus plays football and
not quite, but like I remember one, they got Pontius Pilate. He is a fucking gospel.
Oh really?
And Jesus walks in, for his trial, and the guards are all holding the sticks with statues at the top, whatever they're fucking called, and they all bow. The statues bow. Mad shit like that. But what do you call your man? Chris Knowles talks about how the Gnostic Gospels are supposed like fan fiction.
Oh right.
I can really see that.
Right. Yeah.
But I suppose they're all pointing at something greater. So around that time, this is when the weirdness kicks in. Then I was really fascinated with martial arts, and I started martial arts.
Okay.
Like hardcore
At uni.
Yeah. 4 times a week training. And the old boys, the chief instructors, they were just getting into the qigong and the sort of meditative aspect. And even at that stage, I sort of recognized that there's something to that. So I was fascinated with all the myths of the martial artists and the Chinese and Japanese myths.
The wavy beards and the
evil
geniuses.
Yeah,
and I know that was like a very racist Chinese impression there.
With the Wu Wei as well.
Yeah.
You know how in those films they have sort of no effort, and boys are just getting fucking busted all over. Yeah, totally. Lone Wolf and Cub. That series, that was a massive. That was on the TV all the time.
Oh, the TV show.
No, the 6 series.
Oh, right.
So it's fucking great. It's totally batshit crazy.
Yeah, the comic is too. Yeah.
But it's great.
Yeah.
I remember a Japanese sword instructor at one stage, and he hated the movies, loved the comics.
Right.
Because this national sort of mythological hero in the comics was ripped.
Right.
But I sort of liked him in the movies because he was a fat.
Oh, really?
He was a fatty.
Right.
But with one massive sword arm.
Yeah.
Aye, so when shit got weird, so I would say this is definitely magic. And this is when sort of the eyes were open to something greater. I started doing the microcosmic orbit. That was what the old boys were doing, and they just started, and I just started. So I thought, right, okay. So if all the myths point to there's something else that makes you a total fucking ninja. Why just do the physical? May as well do what I presume was the mental at that stage.
Right.
And combine, and then I'll be a ninja faster.
And was it just entertaining this thing rather than really believing it at first? Or
There was no real belief. It was just to see what happened.
Right. Okay.
So they said, go and do these exercises and come back to this whenever something happens. And I was like, fuck's that all about?
Thanks for that.
Oh, great. But it did. So
Right.
I did every night. Every night.
So what was the practice? What did it look like? What were you doing?
So you focus on your dantian, which is your belly button, say.
Solar plexus-ish.
No, below.
Below.
So your gut.
Right.
And you like real intense focus on that specific area
Okay.
until you feel something. then you move it down to another point, and then so it follows down around your crotch, up your spine, and down around the front again. So like a central channel going around, and it's
Right.
continually circulating.
Is it on a meridian, or is it a separate thing? Like, is it the standard type? Like,
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's like the central core
Right.
or the trunk, and
Right.
then the flow off from that, so you can send it down your arm, all this sort of stuff. So I did that, and I was able to move. And it's just it makes me think now of Theravada and stuff as well. You're
Okay.
really focusing in on minute levels of experience, and then you move your attention to another spot, and the same thing. You get tingles, sense of heat, energy,
Sure.
doing
Yeah.
the finger thing.
Funny ears.
Yeah.
And is it by trying to cultivate it, or just being aware of it? Like, is it something that's always going on and you become aware of it, or is by placing your attention doing something?
Well, they said you grow it
Right,
by
okay.
placing your attention on it.
Okay,
But
right.
like it's the chicken and the egg thing
Sure.
again.
Yeah, yeah.
Who knows? So about 3 weeks into doing that every fucking day, I had something let rip from my dantian,
Right.
round my crotch, up to the back of my head. It was like my head got blown off.
Right.
Another way to explain it would be like I'd scarfaced all the coke in Belfast. It was like holy fuck!
Right.
Sweating.
Like a sudden thing, or was it?
Yeah, it was
Right.
like a fucking explosion.
Right.
So, yeah, it really freaked me out at the time. But I suppose now looking back, I would say it's what do you call it? Kundalini
Awakening,
experience.
yeah.
You're in the qigong. They say you've just opened up the channels, and sure enough, the stuff could move around. But I went back to the instructors, and they were like, "What happened? It's just jealousy."
Right. Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
They were expecting nothing to happen.
Mm-hmm. Because it hadn't happened for them.
They might have teach it.
Because they were learning it as well. And
Right,
I had to pass to them. It wasn't like, here, give us some of that meditation
Yeah,
jazz. It took me about 3 months to get it off them.
Right. Okay. So they didn't believe it, kind of in the sense of what they were teaching. They
I
just
don't
goes,
think they'd experienced it,
Right.
which I think is different.
Right.
Because within the martial arts, you don't have to believe in it. Because whenever a 60-year-old man pokes you with his fingers and
Yeah.
you get knocked out, there's no need for belief.
Right. Yeah.
What
Because
the
you're on the floor.
Yeah, well, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
And I think I've experienced that. I mean, one of the guys, the instructors, got really good at it. He just fucking, like it's 7 o'clock, right? That means your triple warmer is going, and if I hit this,
You're on the floor.
fuck happened?
I don't believe that.
Yeah, well, you try and say that, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
No. Would that work in a boxing match? I doubt it.
Yeah. Or on TV. Doesn't seem to work on TV either.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's sort of irrelevant. I mean, if you're in a
Is a lot of it suggestion?
I don't know.
But I'm not saying that in a kind of a bad way. That's fine too. Like that's it's.
I mean, I can do. You ever see the evangelicals doing Jesus, and then
Oh,
they
yeah.
tap the head?
Yeah.
I can.
Kinda do that.
I
It's
learned how
similar.
to do that. I
Right.
mean, you're shaking your hand, you're agitating the carotid artery, it's sending a load of blood to the head, and then you tap the head.
So you.
Boys fall over.
Right. Yeah.
But that's just explanation. That's not explanation. That's description.
Description. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not an explanation.
No.
Yeah, you move blood to the head, or chi,
Yeah.
or energy,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
The unbendable arm. Have you ever seen that one?
No. Oh, just what you can wait and you can't do it. Yeah.
Put there and then try and bend at the elbow joint. Yeah, that was my party trick.
Right.
Pick the biggest meathead at a party and go, bet you can't bend my arm. Fucking right. Used to walk away with 20 quid and all.
Right. Yeah.
So, but yeah.
And is that a trick, or is that just it's another one of those?
Do you want to go?
A little later. It
Okay.
won't work so well on an audio, but I do want to see it. Yeah.
But it's weird because if you try and use physical strength, your arm bends. Whereas if you just put it out there and your arm's all squishy, it doesn't.
Right. The only thing that kind of similar I came across that is that kinesiology, the muscle testing thing, where if you hold a banana and your body is like bananas, goes, oh, what the fuck? I have no energy.
Yeah, but what's that about?
Well, there certainly seems to be an effect, and I've seen it, but I've also seen a load of nonsense around it as well. you know.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's not to discount. There's nonsense around everything, so that, like there's not to discount the reality of it. But it does seem to have an effect. But again, is it something separate than like a suggestible response?
Or is it pointing at something greater?
Well, this is it. This is my thing. Yeah.
And is it like the kinesiology thing there? So maybe your body or something else knows that you don't like bananas,
Yeah.
and you're not really going when you're doing that, or you're having kinesiology done to you. You're not asking the question. It's your you, or whatever you is.
Yeah.
is sort of taken out of the situation.
Yeah.
So maybe something else or deeper can speak through. I don't know.
Yeah, I know what you mean. In that, even if it's say it is just suggestion, it's a part of your brain being activated that you don't know about. So it's still an extra. Yeah, I get that. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. Let's not discount it.
Yeah. There's going to be a lot of. I mean, I don't really do anymore either or.
Right.
It's everything seems to be both and.
Yeah.
And what the fuck's the and?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you
Right.
went back to them anyway, and they didn't believe you, or they had no time for you.
Yeah, and I got really, well, they didn't know what it was, and I got really sort of pissed off with it all. And I totally freaked out, because it was like, what the fuck, my head's just exploded, ah! But, it went away. Yeah, but even around that period of time as well, there's a lot of weirdness. So, precognition. Don't walk around that corner. Something bad. Quick jig around the corner. Oh fuck! Look, there's a big gang of spades. I'll just walk up around the other corner. Spades would be, Jesus, what do you call them down here?
Scangers.
Scangers, chavs, neds. No, like neds. Yeah, wee bastards that would jump you in the street and rob you.
Tugs.
Tugs, yeah. So there's loads of that. So sort of weirdness, which was cool. And then I went to Vancouver, and this is totally fucking mental, but it definitely happened. Was outside a pub having a smoke.
Okay.
Across the road, we saw what turned out to be a group of Americans and a group of Canadians fighting. And it was fucking hilarious because nobody could fight. It was all fucking, windmills and all that shit. But went over anyway, as you do.
Yeah.
Get a closer look for the crack. And then one of the groups, they all ran away, and one dude was sort of left on his own. And then he went down, and all the lads started running and kicking him in the head. So I didn't even think, it just sort of entered the fray, pushed them aside, picked them up, told them to run. And then they all turned on me.
As
happened. Time slowed down.
Okay.
Like literally.
Like Matrixy.
Yeah, but I didn't.
Oh right, yeah.
They did. And I had the perfect techniques just there.
Right.
Didn't have to think about it. It all just sort of happened. And like there was no flying kicks or anything like that. It was just, this woo way, this flow, this...
The thing you were talking about, guys getting wrecked, but you...
Yeah.
Yeah.
So... one guy came in, I remember hitting him with a reinforced elbow right in the nose, and he fucking hit the window and slowly slid down. And then there was a hip throw. It's just fucking mad. Boys fucking going everywhere. And then I saw one... They all started getting up again. And I put my guard up and started retreating as they came on to me. And one cop took out one, another cop took out another, and I just went sideways into the crowd.
Right.
I stood around watching them all getting lifted.
Right.
What the fuck just happened?
Am I a superhero?
I don't know. So that totally fucking freaked me out again. And I I made the bad decision of wrapping myself in a cloud of fucking marijuana smoke instead of, dealing with it. But like Japanese sort of martial arts, they would have call these sort of moments satori's.
Sure, yeah. Sudden enlightenment, but not the enlightenment, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't even think it's enlightenment.
Realization?
I don't know. Kairos would be how the Greeks might put it. Just at the right time. Metis. Yeah.
So like the equivalent of right place, right time, right action.
Right technique, right fucking everything.
The confluence of events coming together perfectly.
6 boys, and I didn't even get a dig in the teeth.
Right.
It's fucking weird, and it didn't get lifted.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And...
Lifted means arrested.
Yeah. Didn't get thrown in the slammer, boy. Yeah, didn't get lifted. And then went over and had a pint and was like, the fuck was that? And yet again, then tried to talk to people, and it just wasn't becoming. So I left it again. But yeah, so those were 2 sort of big moments. 2021.
And at this point, was there any kind of, it was just martial arts? There was no kind of, you hadn't read a book by Crowley, had you had a meditation practice or anything?
Just the microcosmic orbit.
Yeah. And is that done in like a lotus posture or lying down?
No, just sitting on a chair.
Right. Yeah.
Really simple.
So, did you get
Crowley books and all that sort of stuff? I mean, the internet was shit back then too.
Yeah.
There wouldn't be too many mad shops up north in Protestant Ulster.
Or down here.
Yeah, that you can sort of get access to all that sort of stuff. I mean, I've felt jealous in the past, the boys in England or America or, the big city kind of things.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much
more access they had
to all sorts of weird shit.
Even to groups and to like-minded people. And
it was only 5 or maybe 10 years that the Buddhists turned up in Belfast.
Right.
And only
you had the Hare Krishnas though, I assume, because the Hare Krishnas have been around for a long while.
No.
No, really?
No.
I remember the Hare Krishnas been around.
I remember coming to Dublin as a kid and what the fuck are those orange?
They were definitely, like when I was 14, 15, I was talking Hare Krishnas on the street. Like, I just assumed that, because they have the island up there, isn't it? They own that island up on Loch, whatever it's called. They have a whole island where they just...
Do they?
Yeah. It's a transcendental meditation, have an island off the west as well.
Right.
So obviously they just come here and buy islands. So.
Why not?
Yeah. You can go on weekends.
Very James Bond, isn't it?
It's very James Bond. I never thought of it that way. You can go and spend a weekend with Hare Krishnas on their island. I'm sure it's...
I think it's nothing fucking worse, to be honest with you.
I know, great food though, man. It's great food.
Yeah, it is good grub.
Yeah.
It is good. What was that restaurant in Dublin?
There's 2 of them. What are they called? One on George Street, one on Abbey Street. The one on George Street is a nice one. The other one's not so good.
Right, fair enough.
Yeah. So you're kind of in the wilderness, I suppose, at this point, on your own, looking around. You don't know. The people who told you to do this went, I don't know.
Don't ask me.
Yeah.
And the hint of jealousy, that was really sort of...
So you're still going there for
I'm still doing the
physical stuff.
Yeah.
But just not mentioning the other stuff.
No, not really, but also... So this Satori, let's just call it that.
Yeah.
That showed that if you put you in the way of the techniques, they're slower.
Okay.
So you watch a high level Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guy, they're not thinking about the next move. The techniques are just sort of coming to them.
Is it instinct or do you think something bigger? Like it's not just, like in Kung Fu you have a certain pattern that you do. Is it just doing the pattern? Or is it...
Well, there's definitely the thing about practicing it 1,000 times for it to become part of you, maybe?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think if you take yourself out of the equation,
to apply that
flow just happens.
To apply that to art, it definitely seems to be that and I've used the exact words, getting out of your own way kind of thing. And that's when things seem to happen. But it's like, it's not channeling either. It's not that kind of thing. You're still there. But it's not. It's hard to explain, but it's certainly It's woo way is a great way of saying it. It's like that's not.
But even if, I think that's
It's not like not struggling, not pushing, not
yeah.
but it's still that's in no movement rather than pulling back in a sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was sort of trying to figure that out. How do you practice for that to make it happen? Of course you can't.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I suppose the martial arts as such it's all part of the same stuff. It's definitely part of the same quest.
Mm.
It's just a different.
Yeah, just like an awful lot of
it.
crossover between magic, occult, and martial arts
But also art,
and art. Yeah,
also music.
yeah.
Any of that sort of self-expression, I think, is a search for something greater, something more, less bullshitty, or less.
Yeah, well,
crap.
there's a dissatisfaction, I think, too, in any kind of creative kind of thing that it's you don't create if you're satisfied with the world. You know.
Well, going back full circle, it's the Gnostic quest, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
You know, to know thy God or know thyself, or cut through the bullshit,
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
So mid-20s, I assume at this point. What are you doing? What does
Well, I'm doing the martial arts. I'm doing a bit of qigong.
right?
Smoking an awful lot of weed. And
Are you like most people where their 20s are a bit of a blur? Or is
yeah,
it,
pretty much, yeah. It was
It's
good
the law,
times.
you know, that's
yeah.
what you have to do.
Absolutely.
Mm.
I got sort of of a mate then who it turned out was in the OTO, and
Okay.
he invited me. He basically recruited me.
And did you know him and then suddenly realised he was in the OTO, or did you meet him through kind of...
No, I knew him from the bar scene and
Right,
music
right.
scene, and with obviously got fucking whopped out of her tits more than once and talked about chi, and because he was a martial artist as well.
Right. See the common ground.
Yeah. What the fuck?
Didn't go straight to the sex magic then, obviously.
No. So, yeah, so I don't know whatever it's called, get sort of initiated. But, like, your bullshit sensor,
Sure.
it was going off the scale.
For the particular organisation or the OTO in general, or what was...
Well, I didn't really know.
Right.
Still the internet up north hadn't
Sure.
really fucking
Yeah.
hit kind of thing. What, 2005 maybe? And anything I could find on it was on Wiki, and even the stuff was obviously written by them.
Right, yeah.
Cut a long story short, I did the Minerval or whatever. I asked a load of questions, didn't get any answers. Couldn't get my head around why the fuck you had to call angels.
Okay.
Didn't really think an awful lot about angels. It sort of just struck me as like a really fancy Catholicism, which was not like, I
what
wasn't
you
looking
wanted.
for. Definitely fucking not.
Right.
Just bullshit. And then my mentor was a complete fucking twat,
Right.
like a top level arsehole. Met him at the bar with another heavy metal wank stain.
You're not bitter about this period at all, are you?
It's not that I'm bitter. I should have just trusted myself more.
Right, okay, yeah.
So it's, heavy metalers are going to be heavy metalers, dickheads are going to be dickheads, but the fact that I already sort of knew that somewhere that this was a load of bollocks,
Yeah.
and was interesting, and curiosity kills the cat and all, but your man goes to me at the pub. See that girl, you should go and fuck her in the ass. And I was like,
Excuse me.
say what? And he didn't know it was actually my mate's ex-girlfriend.
All right, okay.
It was just fucking bizarre.
Right.
So, okay, so this is, this is what you do with magic.
Right, yeah.
So that was it. I told my mate, and told him what happened, and apparently there's a whole fucking fallout with him. I don't know what happened. But,
With the guy who you joined with, kind
well,
of
the OTO,
the whole thing.
I think I had a fucking grenade.
Right. The old chaos grenade, and
Yeah.
it went...
Fuck you! But yeah, I sort of picked up from that as well. There was this whole cultural aspect. It was like a gang or a group or a subculture.
Right. You had to wear the right jacket, had
all
the
that
right
crap.
haircut, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Say the right words, talking our same language.
Like the right bands,
Yeah.
take the right drugs, in the correct dose.
Yeah, exactly what I'm talking about. But yes, I mean, it just seemed like so much bollocks.
Yeah.
And so I threw the baby out with the bathwater again. So that was the second time. And the next period then, so that was about 25 then. And I sort of cycled then through. I remember, magic, esotericism, mysticism, all that crap, load of bollocks, hardcore atheist. And every now and again.
So after OTO, you're back atheist. Good luck to all
it's
that.
a load of shit. Obviously,
shit,
look at
yeah.
these twats. They say they have the fucking magic.
What's
key.
the point if these are the people who've been doing this
Exactly.
practice?
Wankers. Fuck them.
I don't want to be that.
Yeah. Baby out with the bathwater. Every time I sort of get to like a real low patch, which just began to recognize coming in cycles as well. I was back to reading the Chaos Matrix or that sort of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I checked as well then when I bought Liber Null and Advanced Magic.
So is this was Chaos Magic? Were you aware of that before the OTO, or is this just after? Like
No,
that?
after.
After.
Yeah.
So you hadn't fully then, I suppose, babied out the bathwater. Like you kind of were still looking for.
Well, that I had, but then I can't say I went looking for it. It's more like it
Came looking for you.
me,
Yeah, sure.
and I can't get away from it.
Yeah.
So I went and checked my Amazon, purchases. That was 2007. So I was 27. Bought those 2 books, and then again, a load of wank. And it sort of this flip, or this vibration, or whatever it was. The cycle lead me back to chaos magic, I suppose.
Right.
Was becoming a bit more noisy. So yeah, I sort of had another choice to make then. So did I just go for it or not? And that really only happened 4 years ago,
Okay.
I suppose.
So, well, you're saying it's 2006, and you're reading. So, what are you reading? You're reading Advanced Magic for Beginners. So,
Yeah.
getting into Alan Chapman stuff. Had you been reading The Baptist Head or podcasts?
Hadn't even
or
heard of it.
Right. So it's just like an Amazon recommendation.
I bought what do you call it? Carol's one. Fuck me.
Liber Null.
Liber Null.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you.
Yeah.
Bought Liber Null, and I really liked it.
Right.
Dogma removed. Fucking sweet.
Have you read it recently?
I know. But that was my impression, and in fairness, that was a fair enough impression after having a wee view of the OTO.
Yeah. Well, yes. From
Yeah.
say Catholicism, OTO, Liber Null. Yes, Dogma is fairly removed.
We're moving away from
it. Has
it.
its own flavour, of course.
Oh, very much so.
Yeah.
Very, very much so. I mean,
Yeah.
Carol, like, he's a
Isn't it?
useful stepping stone.
Well, I mean, it's so much, like, no matter what people say about him, and of course I've never met the man or never had any interaction with him, but some people hate him, some people think he's great. He's
I would like to
definitely,
go for a pint with him.
yeah, it'd be, I wouldn't, I know people have a thing with this whole political kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, people are.
You know what though?
But it
He's
doesn't have
just
to be
an old,
perfect.
but he's an old git.
He's an old conservative, and you get more conservative as you get older. And
Yeah,
it's as
I
simple
mean,
as
my
that.
father-in-law would fucking scare you at times.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just one of those things, becoming an old git.
Yeah, but I mean, none of this like Grant Morrison doesn't happen in the way Grant Morrison helped with that Liber Null. Like, it doesn't happen. You know, that whole pop magic, that the resurgence of sigil magic, all of that. So like, you can say whatever you want about it, but it's none of us would be here talking about chaos magic or considering ourselves chaos magicians without Liber Null.
Absolutely.
And you know,
But within Liber Null as well, there's a fantastic training program. And
yeah,
if you want to take anything from Liber Null, just take MMM.
yeah,
That's the heart of it. That's the core of it. And it works.
Yeah.
And then Chapman's back at the time. I was like, hang on a second. It seems so unstructured. But
well, it's what I love about Advanced Magic for beginners. Like it's certainly like I mean the books not mostly a lot dated, like particularly the 2012 stuff and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, grand. It's 2006 it was written, isn't it? Like he's 26, 27, like when he wrote it. But like the big thing is what is magic? He says there's not a man, woman, and child on this planet who doesn't know what magic is.
That's a terrifying thought. So I mean, I remember at that stage reading that and going, holy fuck. I'll just put that aside. Where's Carol? Whoa, right, okay, so we're going to summon Mars and you have to shoot a gun. Yeah, that sounds cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just seemed, so that dogmatic, anti-dogmatic.
Yeah.
It seemed a bit more fucking... But at this stage, it's just armchair magical stuff.
No sigils, no wanking over pieces of paper, no trying to change the world.
It seemed like bollocks.
Right, so what was attracting you about it then? Like when you were looking at Lee Bernal and you goes, this is good. Like, what was it? Was it the discipline of MMM in it? That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
So at that stage, I was running a martial arts club.
You were running it, right?
Had
you fallen out with the other people, or was it just a natural?
No, it was sort of like we called ourselves the militant wing. They wanted to do katas and shit, and we wanted to fight people.
Right. Okay.
So we were doing cage fighting, kickboxing competitions, but it was sort of loosely structured. There were 2 instructors, and people were coming to us, and so it was a fight club.
Right. Okay.
Pretty much. Okay. With a one corner of the room that was all matted. It was called the Shark Tank, so thrown in there, and it was good crack. But I managed to get a load of fucking hardcore MMA fighters doing at the end of a class doing the exercises from Lee Bernal.
Okay.
So the concentration exercises as we would know them from, say, Ingram or whatever.
Yeah. Openly chaos magic or just kind of hidden in under the, was that how you were presenting?
I was putting I was just saying we're going to learn how to concentrate in the class. Yeah. Put a boxing glove in the centre and tell everybody just pick a detail on it and stare at it and don't let your mind wander. Clear focus. Mm-hmm. So I wasn't practicing, sigils and shit and all this sort of stuff. But I recognised the importance of that structural technique.
Right. Yeah.
Of just concentration, and I wasn't doing it every day. Now and again, I still had that. There's a lot of bollocks. No, it's not, dude. No, it's a lot of bollocks. This fucking battle.
Angels on your shoulder.
Yeah, totally.
Of course, you didn't see them as angels because they're bollocks.
Yeah, but I was sort of slightly terrified in case they weren't. Oh Christ! So I suppose then this cycle just sort of kept happening, and in a missed rain soup. I don't know how I fucking didn't hear about that.
Rain soup's 2010, I think that kind of kicks off it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this cycle, I suppose, from 2005 had been going on. No, it's a load of bollocks. Oh, read this.
And what about the famous Grant Morrison this info lecture? Did that pop up?
Yeah. That's where we're going.
Right.
So, but another real sort of low period. Really stressed out, doing too much, all the fucking rest of it, and then that fucking
scream.
Yeah, I don't know where. I can't remember how I came across it, but I know I was sort of starting to look back at, the practice of all this sort of stuff again, and then there he is, fucking screaming at me in his trench coat. And I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I've also taken E. I'll be coming up in 40
coming
minutes.
up here. It's fucking brilliant.
Yeah, brilliant.
It's fucking brilliant. He's a legend. And I suppose so I made a conscious choice at that stage that I recognised the fact that I'd been through these cycles, and that there was in many respects no escape from it, and that, Jesus, Teddy fucking Christ, I better just do the fucking work.
Right.
Was listening to all the fucking podcasts I could get my hands on.
Around that time, I think mostly it was pagan type stuff. That was the only thing I could find,
This is 3 years ago.
Was this only 3 years ago?
3 or 4 years ago.
Right, then you had a whole host of stuff.
Yeah, so discovered Rune Soup.
Through the podcast rather than the website, was
Yeah.
it? Right, okay.
Graham Hancock, he was doing the rounds with Magicians of the Gods, which led to Shock and fuck, what do you call the Sphinx guy?
Robert Bival, that guy.
Yeah, Bival, John Anthony West.
Yeah.
Um,
Ancient Aliens.
no, I don't
Don't buy it.
not buy it. I just we'll get there. I think we'll need
Right,
to talk
okay.
about UFOs at
Okay.
some stage because I think that's a good illustration of all this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that, and then various podcasts and stuff, and then I was like, right, I sort of just picked Chaos Magic, and I already knew about MMM, so started practicing it daily, and just went like the martial arts hardcore daily practice, which I've kept up for 3 years. In fairness,
yeah.
I've taken the odd break now and again, but it's been pretty much just flat out daily, the grind.
1,000 days.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much. So that, I mean, so I applied for the IoT as well at that stage.
Is that when Julian Vane is it, and the head? He's the head of it now, isn't he?
No,
Or is that IoT Ireland or IoT?
there isn't one in Ireland.
Isn't there?
I am the man in Ireland.
Oh, are you? if I need an IoT man in Ireland, I know who to
Well-
talk to.
Yeah, no, so I did, you know, the MMM training program, and yep, which was class. It was hardcore, and it was weird as fucking hell. From what, staring at a bit of blue tack, or the candle flame, or at nothing, or yeah. And around that time as well, then, so you don't go see a man who knows about this sort of thing. So
Yeah.
I went and saw my mate, who was like a new ager really. So we started doing a bit of group sort of.
It's just like your local healer dude, that type of thing, or what was, because,
Yeah, maybe sort of.
right,
Plain to see he was obviously searching for something as well,
right.
but you know he'd been fucking around with all this bollocks, you know, the various techniques and stuff before. So it was interesting. So I went and did some, you know, meditation stuff with him, and that took a life of its own, really. Yeah. So he introduced me to this concept of spirit guides.
Okay. In the kind of very new age sense of having,
Yes.
like having an elk or a dolphin or something
No,
like that.
they were dudes.
Okay,
So I thought it was a complete load of bollocks.
right.
But you know, being a good
As is your natural reaction
Yes,
to everything.
pretty much. But being a good belief shifting chaos magician, sure we'll give it a go and see where it
Yeah,
goes. And so we were doing it with him, pendulum. Turned out at fucking 17.
But of course.
They have names. Some of them are quite famous.
Oh, actual people.
Yeah,
Right, okay.
yeah. And so that sort of blew my mind because it was
So
like,
you're saying you mentioned pendulum there, so how, you were communicating where you'd ask question and he'd pendulum and answer kind of thing.
no,
is
it was my pendulum.
Right.
Through a board. He suggested I should try and we've been doing this thing with spirit guys, and I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, here we go. And he goes, sure, we'll give it a go, and you know, how many spirit guys do I have? 17, right? Okay. Are they here? Yes. What is the name of the first one? So it spells it out. Fuck me, that actually that's
a name.
yeah.
Yeah.
So the first one was Icarus, but you know, Greek myths and stuff.
Sure,
I was like,
yeah.
what the
Right.
fuck?
Yeah.
Second one was Lamb.
All right, that's interesting.
That
As
was-
an LAM.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Rather than LAMB, which is a very different.
no, not the mint sauce variety.
Ma! I don't understand you. Ma, please, just give me a clear answer.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was weird, and he obviously was like, "What the fuck?" So we asked a load of questions and got a lot of very strange answers back.
And we asking these questions in a kind of way of trying to test the reality of
Yeah.
like asking something you couldn't know the answer to, or he couldn't know the answer to, that kind of stuff, or
Yeah, but then it sort of took off from there. So
Okay.
in Live or Null again, after the MMA section, there's a bit where Carl's describing one of Spar's techniques. So
Okay.
stare at a mirror and try and make sure your appearance or your reflection doesn't change. You know, your eyes can go blurry and
Sure,
all that. So
yeah,
that's a real hardcore concentration.
it is, because
exercise.
most of that mirror gazing is to make your face change.
Well, so that was, I didn't really know about mirror gazing at this
Right,
stage
yeah,
either. But so I'm staring at the mirror and I was wondering, I wonder what happens if I just go with it. And then I had loads of different sort of things come over it. And then I thought, right, so I've done this fucking spirit guide stuff. Oh, Christ. So I thought, right, okay, I'll invoke one of them. And, like, it was fucking mental.
Right.
It really worked. At first it looked as if my image was changing over there. And then over the course of weeks, like, Icarus had a helmet. I remember at one stage looking through the helmet to the weird reflection of, like, a Greek warrior.
Right.
So first it was, you know, the Greek sort of warrior over my image, and then it was looking through. I could see the fucking helmet here,
At your nose.
just in front of my eyes. Oh, what the fuck? And then the egg-headed trickster as well. So I was chatting with him, and at the time I hadn't read Blood of the Saints yet,
Okay.
and he changed at one stage to being a wee old dude chuckling in orange robes or whatever.
Chinese dude, perhaps.
Yeah, yeah. And then like 3 or 4 weeks later after this, I'm reading Blood of the Saints, and I'm like, get the fuck! There it is. You know, he's Lao Tzu or whatever. So that
Well,
was...
that's just people. That's Alan Chapman's assertion that Lam is Lao Tzu.
Yeah, and I came to that conclusion myself before reading it, which is, you know...
Interesting, if nothing else. Like, just,
Yeah, totally.
Because it's not a common type thing.
No, definitely
about
not.
Lam, no.
And obviously, fucking Lamb turning up a gun and fucking researched the Typhonian crackheads, the fucking, you know, all the stuff Crowley.
Yeah.
And even at that first time we called him, right, the New Ager asked, was I Crowley? And the response was no, thank fuck.
Yeah, jeez, no one wants that.
What I wanted to know was, tell me this, big lad, were you just fucking winding Crowley up? And the response was yes.
Sure.
I mean, why not?
Yeah.
Sort
It
of.
seems to be like all of that seems to be a thing. If that's what part of it, the trickster element of it.
It's like the Zen master hitting a student with a shoe, isn't it?
But you look at the terrible times John Dee and Edward Kelly had with like the angels. If you want to like, trickster is not even a strong enough word for
Yeah.
arseholes.
Total. What is a fucking angel?
Yeah.
What's a demon? Yeah. So that was weird.
So you got into Alan Chapman at this stage further than just
Well, it was your fault.
my fault.
I think it was that at the time you were doing the Advanced Magic for Beginners study book.
Right.
And I remember asking, right, what's all this shit about, you know, the oath he makes or whatever in it?
Yeah.
And then he says something, oh, they came for me. I was like, what the fuck?
What's this?
Yeah, what's that all about? And then you sent me the books, I think.
Yeah.
So I devoured them. They're totally mad. I really...
I've interesting to think about those books. I'm pretty sure I'm the last person who bought the physical copies.
Have you got them here?
I do, yeah, they're over there.
I want to have a look after.
Yeah, because I got into it, and I'd been reading them because I'm going to buy it, and I bought them, and then I started sharing some YouTube videos on Reddit, and I started taking up, and I did a number of things, and then the next day, Duncan took everything down. Yeah, so it was like a case of
That's fucking mad.
well, I assume it was something it was on his agenda to do, and
The timings are...
but no, not. I don't think. I think it was more. Oh, this is people are starting to look at this stuff again, I have, I take down. But again,
okay.
it's a nice little sync for me to have that, that it's. And like the books, have you seen them on Amazon now? They're thousands.
I've heard. I've heard, yeah.
No one's buying them. No one can be buying them, can they? Alan, I talked to him once, said he has a few. He'll sell them on Amazon. He's just right. So yeah, those like the Baptist Head stuff I came in late to, I suppose, as well. I was aware of the website and I was aware of it kind of contemporary when it was going, but I hadn't fully delved into it or whatever. So it was kind of the collection, the 3 books being that they are, people who don't know, it's the Baptist Head blogs reformatted. But the thing and the thing you came up against again is all the links are gone now. Everything's gone. So even the
You say that. There's nothing missing on the internet if you know how to look.
Oh, for sure, yeah. But it's just like in the books they're all bitly short links and like they're going nowhere.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I mean more than anything.
So at that stage then I was interested about what the fuck are spirits.
Right.
Because I was still thinking this is all a load of bollocks. Because I could meditate and things can appear. But like I convinced myself at that stage as well that spirit guides were like archetypes.
All right.
And here I had 17 various parts of myself, maybe. Fair enough.
Yeah.
And a very curious experience one day where something else broke through.
Not one of the 17.
No.
Okay.
I was working with the main man, Icarus. And then this fucking reptilian broke through.
Right.
Straight out of fucking David Icke.
Of course.
I'd always thought David Icke was a fucking crackhead.
Right.
And just for the record, David Icke is a
crackhead.
But there and behold, this fucking thing. So, I got banished it, came back, banished it, and came back. So I sort of began to think that this was, I don't know, like a dark archetype or something.
Okay.
Some part of me.
As in like that thing of the reptilian brain thing, or
Yeah, well,
something?
that's sort of where it seemed to be going.
Right.
And like I read a bit of Franz Barden as well, and he talks about you do like a light side and a dark side sort of attributes kind of thing, and then you try and combine it or some bollocks like that. So I was wondering if it was sort of that sort of thing. I was warned at that stage that just be careful, it could be some sort of passing hungry ghost or passing...
an actual thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah, sure, that's a load of bollocks.
yeah, that's not it.
Yeah. So, yeah, anyway, it ended up... I sort of thought it was like the angry, frustrated, that where those things come from in you.
Yeah.
I did it, like, bound it, came to an arrangement. That was mad as well. Cause
And was he saying anything to you, or what was it like? Was it just appearing and...
I was appearing in the mirror, and it was experienced through emotions and also thoughts.
Right.
So I would think something, and then I would have a random thought appear in my head, kind of thing. So I came to an agreement with it, and it would get beer and a fag. I was like, fuck me, that's like I'm 20. That's weird. Beer and fucking Regal filters.
Which thought you spoke to?
No, I always bummed them off people. Yeah, so that's what I thought. But, and then, so me and the mate then we started talking, what's the crack with all this spirit shit? So, didn't really know how to approach it. Was reading the urn at that stage. Oh, Tempe, right? Okay, well, probably better off seeing if spirits are real by summoning him rather than Boone or some fucking goetic fucking demon.
Who you've no idea what their agenda is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or what it is.
Yeah.
Or
At least I suppose if Tempe goes wrong, you can run to Alan Chapman or Duncan Balfour and go, it's gone wrong. Who do you run to when Boone goes astray?
Well, I couldn't really see as well how Tempe could go wrong.
Yeah. As an archetype or an idea or what it represented.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see how one of the 72 could go spectacularly fucking wrong. And indeed, we've seen on forums How it does go
How
wrong.
It does go wrong, yeah.
Fucking spectacular. Even fucking angels.
Yeah. Well, you see, the thing with angels is, like, the angels are the entities that are sent to Earth when some bad shit has to be done. Like, they're not nice.
God's paramilitary.
Yeah, and they're like, but like, the first thing to say is, stop being terrified. So they must be terrifying. Like, I mean, or,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
Archangel Michael with his huge sword that kills whatever, like,
People
military.
summoning Samael and fucking topping themselves weeks later and all. I mean, like, it's fucking weird.
Yeah, it is interesting though. I suppose that the angels are considered like, oh, well, so you have to blame people like, is it Doreen Virtue and these type of people who've like, oh, light and love and angels are fantastic, and oh now I'm a Catholic.
Yeah.
So you said, I'm gonna have a go at Tempe.
Yeah, so we summoned Tempe, and I was, I just thought it was a load of bollocks, really. And then it turned up and, well, I wouldn't say knocked us over, but like, we had to put a hand down to stop falling over.
Right.
It was that, like, a holy fuck.
Like physical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'd never had trans-legged either. So, I obviously got really damn good at getting into alternative states of consciousness or trances or whatever. The jhanas. And this was, it was spectacular. Like, we were fucking drilling on ourselves kind of thing.
Yeah.
We didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Christ, we've summoned this thing. All right.
We've no plan.
No. Looking back, maybe we should have had a list of questions, but yeah. So we were afterwards, after license to depart and all that stuff. Just going, what the fuck? And your mom was, I don't know, fucking. It was mental.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there was the feeling and we got knocked over, but that spurned on then about a year and a half of hardcore spirit work, twice a month, doing group activities.
Had you got like a bit of a group together at this point?
Yeah, there was 3 of us,
Right.
and there were other people sort of coming and going, but there was me and your man, and then sort of other ones that would come, and then there was a third one joined us later on. And from that, then there were loads of synchronicities, sort of all in a row, that all sort of pointed at another spirit.
Okay.
So my mate, he had like this Anubis initiation dream in a pyramid that was fucking as real as day and all the rest of it.
As real as night, I suppose.
Yeah. Just it happened, and then just all these sinks around Hermes around me,
Okay.
and then I picked up your man White's book. I remember just picking it up, and after speaking to him about this, because he phoned me, so I'd left his place. There was a presence there, and we didn't know what it was. It didn't feel bad. It felt quite cold.
Okay.
But there to assist. It's weird, like,
Yeah.
a bit Batmanish.
Okay. As in like pointy ears
Yeah,
type thing.
yeah. So I didn't really know what that was, and then he said about this Anubis dream, and then obviously when I got home, I fucking like, all right.
So you're looking at Gordon White's The Case Protocols book?
Yes.
Yeah.
Picked that up, and the page that I picked it up fell open.
Of
Hermanubis.
course. Hermanubis.
Right. So at this stage, you're okay. Just say okay.
yeah.
So we started doing Hermanubis stuff, and the first time we did that, the ritual from the book, the brass bowl,
Yeah.
not all the bits and pieces, because I don't really get the way you need to dress up like a twat.
With the paper hat and
Yeah, well,
the
any of that.
lamin or whatever.
Yeah, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like protection. What?
Well, the only
blah,
thing
blah.
is, and
Sorry.
Jason Miller has a good point in this, is that you should at least try it once properly.
Yeah, I didn't even bother.
That's the chaos magic magician.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. But it's the.
But I do get his point that you should try it once before, because at least then you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. But at the same time, depending what school you look at, You wouldn't do fucking anything until you got a lion fucking skin belt and a stupid stick cut at the stupid R and like a black handled knife made from metal that was used to kill something.
It's that kind of stuff, I suppose, is that you're asserting your authority or you're showing your authority in the same way that a military general wears his medals. So that gives, and you have your stripes on your thing. It shows your authority level or how you're meant to be treated.
Yes, but at the same time, I sort of suspected that this was all a lot bigger. And this is the whole awakening sort of angle to it.
Mm-hmm.
So, awakening seems to point to the Kingsley stuff or the imminent model.
Yeah.
That you are God at a certain level, or that it's all in, whatever. So, by definition, you don't need a fucking medal. You are the general.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And which is why angels are dicks, because they don't have what we have. Which is why demons are dicks, because they don't have what we have either.
Yeah. Well, the whole story of Lucifer is because he got pissed off because humans were elevated above him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he brings us the fire.
He does, and suffers for doing so.
Mm.
Yeah.
Totally. The Promethean myth.
Mm-hmm.
So... Yeah, so we did the Hermanubis thing, stripped
Basically,
down.
what you're saying is we did it without any of the bells and whistles.
Well, we did some bells and whistles.
Right,
We had the right incense, we had the brass vessel, we put some olive oil in it to make it like a scrying bowl. The hippie wanted to stick some fucking crystals on it with a wee picture of Anubis.
Hippies and their crystals.
I know, I fucking love it. Yeah, so... so we said the fancy words from the book. And just as we did, got to the very end, I felt the fucking this inrush of that same sort of cold, hardcore Batman kind of presence.
Okay.
Everything fell off the bowl, fell off the rim of the brass bowl into the fucking olive oil. I just remember looking at your man going, fuck. I was the same again. Didn't know what to do.
No plan.
Well, we sort of had a rough plan, but the plan went out the fucking window.
Right, yeah. He's here!
Jesus, Teddy fucking Christ! There's some level of reality to all this shit. What's going on? And then, so that, after that, we did it again, and we asked to speak to. We asked, is there anybody in our ancestral line that wants to speak to us? Yeah, and I only discovered this last week, but have you ever heard of aphantasia?
Don't think so.
Okay, if I say to you, picture a beach in
Okay.
your mind's eye, do you see a beach?
I do.
I don't.
Right.
It's just black. I can describe a beach to a fucking T.
Okay.
What the wind's like, all the details. But I
What
can't
about
see it.
something though that needs a visual representation? Like, can you see a key turning and moving the inside of a lock?
No.
So you could, can you visualize a haircut?
No.
Right. That's
This was
very unhelpful.
incredibly frustrating.
I can imagine.
Doing MMM.
Do you have it that-
because there was a whole fucking section in that
That you need.
where you had to visualize a fucking triangle or the Gnostic pentagram ritual.
Yeah.
Drawing this thing to banish. I think it says, see the flaming fucking...
The flaming angels all around me.
No, not the angel, just the pentagram.
Oh,
See
yeah.
the flaming pentagram. Visualize the pentagram. Like I could feel it. Or I knew it was sort of there. I could never fucking see it.
Do you have an internal dialogue?
Yes.
Because I found out a couple of weeks ago that some people don't have that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
really weird.
But this is, I think,
So
some
you have the
people have,
visual equivalent of it then.
some people have both. Some people have nothing. Some people have hyper visual things, like the artists, I suppose. I don't know. But yeah, no, I can, with the monologue. but I
It's
can't see
interesting because you
anything.
talk like a visual person, because most people who are visual thinkers talk with their hands, and you
Yeah.
do. So it's interesting that you don't then have a visual interior.
No, it's mad. And I was only discussing this last week with the wife that this came apparent. And
Right.
It was totally fucking mind blowing.
That other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did not make any sense.
Right.
But I always thought they were talking about metaphor.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
When you think of a film, like think of Fight Club and the scene of Fight Club where it goes, if this is your first thing you have to fight, no visual of it. You're not remembering the film.
no, I can remember the emotions,
Right.
the feel of it, contrast. You know, all, yeah, I can describe it.
Sure.
I can't see it. So, at the same time, I hadn't clocked this at this stage. So, it's describing, you know, seeing this fucking, I think it's great auntie or something like that. And it's dead on. And I'm sort of, I get the feeling that there's something there. But, so, didn't really know what to do with it again. So we're summoning these things, in many respects, just sitting with their presence,
Right.
which is, you know, it's dead
Fine.
on.
Yeah.
And listen,
Well, fine from your point of view. They could be going, oh, come on, lads. Stuff to be at.
yeah, I know what you mean. So, and at the same time, I was thinking the same. Oh, you're listening to Gordon White, and he's doing blah blah whatever, fucking wank. So I thought, right, let's fucking use this. So, came up with a Mad Hatch plan to summon an Irish mythological hero, Cuchulainn.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I always would have thought Cuchulainn back in the day as a kid and all was pretty fucking hardcore. Coming down over the border, beating all you fucking southerners up, stealing your women and your bulls, taking them back north.
Yeah, died just 5 minutes out the
Just
road
up the
there.
road, it's true. So hardcore. I always thought that was cool. So we thought we'd summon him. And then we thought we'd see if we'd do a wee job first that might be helpful to, you know, people in Northern Ireland. What we asked them to do didn't turn out. So in that respect, the results didn't manifest.
Okay.
Fine, whatever.
I feel a bus coming.
But that's not really the point.
Yeah.
That was my first Dyson with possession.
Okay.
So so we get Herman Ubis on the blower. We ask him, any chance you would blow his telephone yanks? We get him on the blower, and we go, any chance you get us Cuchulainn? So he fucks off to the underworld, rips him out, and Cuchulainn is not fucking happy
Right,
to
okay.
have been ripped from the underworld.
Yeah.
And we just, all three of us just remember him billing through us like this. And we're all swaying there, right? What the fuck? And then he just... Do you ever see a bouncer with a real drunk guy? And he's just pushing the back of his head down?
Yeah.
Sort of like that.
Right.
With my consciousness.
Oh, okay.
Went down.
Ouch.
Oh, down?
Yeah.
Squished right down into my with Dantian, I suppose. And then the boys already had sort of questions what we wanted to ask him. We were prepared this time. So we asked him would he do these things, and yeah, no worries. And we got his automatically drew his sigil for contact, all that sort of stuff. And we did a ritual outside one day, which was totally fucking mental. There wasn't a bird singing. It was up near a Paleolithic monument.
Okay.
The sky went fucking red at night. Alright, maybe the cloud was low and the city lights were reflecting off it, but the fucking sky was red.
Yeah,
It was fucking mental. There was no birds. We did the ritual. It was like a sympathetic magic act. Summoned them, feel the presence, turned up the thing, dead on. And then about a month later, we got him on the blower again. Came and possessed me again. Asked him what the crack was. We all sort of had these visions of, you know, the mountain at the start of, or the castle at the start of Evil Dead 2.
Mm-hmm.
So we had a vision of that.
Okay.
With like people on celts and horses, sort of circling, trying to get in. Ninjas trying to get up.
Right.
So the target we had selected, basically, what are they? They are protected by a very powerful sorcery, which I think is hilarious. Yeah. So what we wanted to do failed, but
But it was success in the contact.
in a metaphysical context, absolutely direct proof that there is something on the other side, and it can take you over and talk through you. And what was really interesting, so we banished and all the rest of it, as the books say you do.
Yeah.
But it stayed with me for about a week.
Right.
Both
Which the book
times.
says not good.
Yeah, which the book says doesn't really happen.
Well, no, it can. It is a thing that you can have lingering that thing, but it's not a good thing.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
Because he's a grumpy fucker. It's sort of the way I sort of experienced him was like, do you remember like late 90s? There'd always be that old boy at the bar, in the corner of the bar, that was hard as fuck.
Yeah.
Like 60-year-old used to do bare knuckle boxing.
Yeah.
Callous knuckles.
Killed at least 10 men, but doesn't talk about it.
Exactly. That's what he was like. He was just an old bastard, basically.
Right.
So that stuck around for about a week, and I remember about a week after doing the ritual, at my mate's house having a few beers, and having said something that was sort of uncharacteristic, and going, that's that fucker. And then just fuck off, and it left.
Right.
And the second time round, same thing happened again. I had to recognise it, and then it fucked off, which was fucking nuts. What's
And
that all
is
about?
that do you think that's bad banishing, or at the end of your ritual, or do you think it's something else, or
I don't know.
yeah?
What is banishing?
What is banishing? Yeah,
I mean, it makes more
I mean,
sense.
the license to depart, in a sense, is saying you can go now.
Yeah, but
it's not telling you, or it's not getting rid of it, or
But if he's a hungry ghost,
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
or a dead person from the underworld that's hungry for the experience of physicality, so drinking, smoking, fucking, eating,
whatever.
just the feeling of having feeling, you could sort of see how maybe they won't want to fuck off.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely. And the other thing with Cuchulainn being that he's probably not a real, actual person who existed.
I think he is.
Well-
I don't think the myths. I mean, I sort of reckon Jesus was alive, but I don't really.
Oh, yeah, well, they sort of reckon there was a dude called Jesus, but that he, wasn't walking on water, or
Yeah, but I
he
think
wasn't a
it's-
winemaker.
I think it's the sort of the same thing as Cuchulainn, really.
Right. Well, from
Yeah, the
that to work.
heroic dead kind of thing.
yeah, well, say you took someone, say in a kind of fairy chaos magic sense of you invoked Spider-Man or Spock or whatever it is, like. That can still hang around. So, I mean, it's like you kind of have to go, well, what exactly is it? So you're saying
Exactly.
the banishment thing. What exactly are you banishing? What are you doing?
Well, this is where Chapman's thing with, the either or. There's lots of discussions online about demons are psychological constructs. Demons are real. So that's the either or. And that's a wee bit.
Why not both?
Well, exactly. That's
Yeah.
limiting. So, and you've seen it before. I've done this goetic fucking ritual. Look at how great it is. Blah blah blah. A week or two later, they're in a full blown fucking meltdown
Psychosis.
crisis.
Yeah.
And they're talking shit and
Yeah.
posting all sorts of wacko stuff. So, I don't see why a demon can't be a psychological process, and isn't a
A separate entity.
yeah. I was
Yeah.
going to say a person, but.
Well, I mean, it comes back to that. What is a person too? And it's like we've decided that persons are humans. But I mean, there's like at least 10 people inside my head, and I don't mean that in a kind of a split personality. Like there's angry Tommy, there's generous Tommy, there's pissed off Tommy, there's tired Tommy, there's hungry Tommy, and they're all, and you definitely see that if you have any sort of a meditation practice, you recognise the roles and all the stuff, or even before you get into actual roles that you play, like just mental roles. So yeah, and like going back to your thing you were saying about the reptile, like why not both reptile brain and, archetype of reptile brain and incarnate, entity of reptile brain or whatever, like.
Yeah, but I think that's part of the tomfoolery of all this stuff. That we think we're so super duper that we've got it all fucking sorted out in our heads and we are fucking right.
Yeah.
Or people online are right.
Yeah, well.
Think they're right.
Yeah.
That it's either this or it's that, but it's a lot fucking weirder. It was probably both. So
And
the demon does
has a subjective element to it, in that 100% what happens to you is true.
happening to you.
Yeah. Isn't happening to me, but that doesn't mean it's not happening.
No,
you know?
totally,
Yeah.
totally. I mean, you hear stories, you know. Yeah, demons are a good one to think about in this regard, because people do experience the paranoia, the confusion, the fear.
Mm.
That's all part of it. And a circle, a fucking bit of rope or duct tape is going to fucking keep it out.
Some salt.
Really?
Yeah.
Um,
But I mean, and interesting, the demon thing is that they're originally demons that were demonized, like it was your helping spirit, like it was that. So there's a lot going on in that, or the fallen ones, or the
I
whatever.
don't know about all that shit. I sort of like Jake Stratton Kent's sort of take on it. You know, the Goetia and all that stuff is really, really, really super fucking ancient. And in many respects, they're ancient gods.
Maybe they've been ignored and they're a bit fucking pissed off because they've been ignored. But what is a god then? Is it some sort of, I don't know, like a dead dude?
These are the questions that like you.
Totally, but that's sort of moved beyond trying to figure all that shit out now, to be honest with you. It's sort
So
of...
what's like we're fairly up to, I suppose, contemporary now. What's
The other big movement that was doing, so
Yeah.
this is sort of, I suppose, relevant too. We were summoning Tempe quite regularly, asking for advice, and then dealing with whatever synchronicities led to certain other spirits or gods and stuff, and there were a few of them. And the other one was the Arbitel. So it was really sort of, you know, there's lots of chat over the past couple of years on the Pooter about the various different grimoires and stuff. And the Arbitel sort of appealed to me. So it's that, you know, the Dark Side of the Moon album cover, the prism splits into 7 colours. That's a sort of a good way to look at the Arbitel, go through the 7 Olympic gods, take you to the one was my sort of thought. But it was a wild time, but it doesn't lead anywhere, I don't think.
Right. Okay.
I don't think. But like, they seem to be things.
Things. Yeah. Just I suppose just not useful to you right now. Maybe.
I don't know. I mean, they're sort of processes, definitely, or they're the encapsulation of a process. Like, fuck, what's his name? I can't even remember. Fool, is it? That's the moon.
I don't know.
I can't remember.
Overly familiar with it at all. I know what it is ultimately.
Yeah.
But I haven't worked with it. So.
Yeah, they're just fucking massive.
Right.
I did the Mars one, Phaleg, I think. Like, the whole fucking room was shaking. And, like, I didn't do the fucking stupid lambing. I said the prayer at the sigil. It was the real sort of the Baptist head, sort of summon your HGA,
Yeah.
draw a sigil. I did get the music or the sound of Mars from NASA, which is sort of,
Yeah.
I mean, it's white noise. I mean, it's just another...
You didn't do the resonance like we have the Schumann resonance here, the Mars one. And
Yeah, I think that,
that's it.
NASA have that sort of resonant sound, and you can listen to it. If you're doing, you know, if you're trying to focus on that aspect, that Martian aspect, it really works. Why? I don't know. What it's saying, I don't really know. But I think I came to the conclusion that all this is just sort of dealing with stuff going around. And that drew into the question then, what is desire?
In the Buddhist sense of desire.
Yeah, because like, you wank over a sigil to get what? Or you can wave your fucking hand, that was the mudra sort of thing.
Yeah.
Or you can summon a demon, or you know, it all seems to work, and it all sort of affects reality. And that's pretty fucking weird. And it might work, 2/3 of the time, might not work, might sometimes, you know, and it seems that...
Definitely seems that in my case correlates with how much I want something. And the more I want it, the less likely it is.
Yeah.
And the less I give shit about it, the more likely I can do it. Or the ease with which I can.
Do you find it as well, in that up and down?
Yeah.
It's more likely to happen when you're up
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
and less when you're down as well. But I think that's all pointing at something fucking a lot weirder.
Yeah, and people say that's pointing at astrology and it's pointing at planetary days.
I tried that.
I tried planetary days for a long while. Like,
Yeah.
People say, oh, I didn't, like, this is months. Like, I don't experiment for a week and go,
No.
oh, I did something on a Thursday and I didn't make money. Jupiter does exist, whatever. No, it's months of it, and it made no difference. It made no difference in.
I think it made a difference to me. Now it made it had a bigger feeling, as in
Right.
like someone in Jupiter or calling
Yeah, but
him.
was the thing you were trying to get, did it happen easier, or did it like did your success rate go up because of it?
No, because I sort of think the thing that I was trying to save was unsavable,
Right. Okay.
and I think it definitely helped it continue for a bit longer. But I think it was coming to the end of its natural cycle anyway, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think, I think it was pushing against the stream with that rather than going with it.
A walled city idea of Gordon White's, that your target isn't, it's an unmovable target. Like pick your target better.
But I think I was trying to, I go Gordon White again. I think I was trying to move around the chessboard instead of being moved around the chessboard.
Yeah.
And I think that observation, when it goes to Chapman's surrender thing, I think I'm fully on board with that now. Let's put it that way.
Right. Yeah.
Um,
In the Kingsley sense of the surrender in that.
Yeah. So doing sigils and enchanting and all that stuff is trying to pull on the threads of the universe to make things happen for you. And I suppose this way is holding on to the golden thread and let it pull you.
Well, strangely, isn't it? Then kind of loops back to it's woo-woo. It's the non-resistance. It's the not getting in the way.
That's fucking mental, isn't it?
Isn't it, though?
We're always going right full circle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's just, we've gone probably a bit over on what we do, so I think it's a good place to end. But
Well, I haven't talked about Awakening.
man, Jesus, there's like so much we have to, so we definitely have to do.
I can come back down again, it's so far.
There's like a whole meditation talk I want to have with you.
Yeah.
we should
Very
do.
much so.
And
that'll be fucking an hour and a half, easy.
yeah. But so anything you want to leave the gentle listeners with, or
Magic works. Why you think it works, you're most probably wrong. And it's a whole motherfucker. It's a whole fuck ton of weirder
Than you think.
that you won't probably think.
yeah.
And if you want it to work, you sort of need to take you out of it and remove the desire. I think that was the big lesson from the first fucking page of Blood of the Saints. You know, you can do 6 months, 18 months of Abram Ellen, put yourself through fucking hell,
Yeah.
or you could draw a sigil saying you want to find out, and then like Duncan did, it just fucking happens on the first fucking sitting.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot to be looked at there, and I think people could do with. There's a question of belief. Why in the West do we think we have to put ourselves through so much shit?
Well, I have an answer to that.
Right.
2,000 years of Christianity.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Which you don't have in the East.
Yeah, but I think as well.
Yeah, I mean, not to the East is perfect. I'm not saying
No, they're definitely not. And I think they have a lot of their own beliefs that stop them from progressing, beyond. Like to think that.
Yeah, but they definitely don't have the Protestant work ethic thing that Western culture has. Really, you have to work for it, and you have to pay your dues, and you have to.
Yeah, well, that's
all
true.
that stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot to be said for totally deconstructing
Yeah.
that aspect, and also the Catholic upbringing as well, that life is shit,
And you deserve it.
and you deserve it because you're a wee bastard. And if
God
you,
hates you. Well, he
Yeah.
also loves you, but he hates you.
he hates you, and if you piss him off, you're going to go to fucking hell.
Yeah.
Well, here's the crack. Hell, you can have heaven or hell here, I think.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
It's just, right, let's sum it up with this.
Right,
In the words of George Lucas,
right.
Qui-Gon Jinn was right. Your focus determines your reality.
Well, this is it. And that's a perfect way to end. Thank you very much.
Pleasure, big lad.